Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and I'm getting ready to stitch out Boo Manor. I've done 2 of the blocks. Here they are. Oh my goodness, they're cute. And I did these 2 blocks in the 6x10 hoop on my Avenir. So I am, and here they are. Here's the first one, so cute. Here's the second one, so adorable. I'm switching over. I did that for you, Miss Cindy West, and I'm switching over now to my multi-needle because I can kind of set it and go. So if you have the luxury of having a multi-needle, these are the perfect projects for your multi-needle. Everything's great on the multi-needle. And I loved stitching that out. That's the first time I've stitched tiling scene out on my Avenir at the suggestion of Miss Cindy, and so I'm so glad she suggested it because I was like, yeah, I can do that. And because some people think you have to have a multi-needle to do that. No, you do not. Okay, I just sent my designs over via design database transfer. I only sent over the 7 that I have left to stitch because I did 2 of the 9. And this is the pocket that you're going to go to if you send it over via design database transfer. And there they are. And I think they are in order, the opposite order. So this one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. And the hoop I'm using is going to be, I'm going to do 2 at a time. But I'm going to put 2 in the hoop at a time. Actually, yeah, I'm going to put 2 in the hoop at a time, but I'm only going to stitch 1 at a time. The reason for that, the reason I'm not going to color group is sometimes there's pulling. And so I'd rather have one side of my fabric pull and then finish that whole block and then go over to the other side and have that one be independent of this one. I don't know if that makes sense, but how should we do this? Let's go ahead and let's start with, I just turned my machine on. It's actually just been serviced. I feel so lucky because Charles serviced my machine. What's this in here? Little thread. And so I'm going to start off with my pre-wound bobbin. And I like to use the Magna Glides. Yep, so here we go. So let's pop this in. I like to have a tail probably about like 6 inches or something like that. I'm just going to pop it in. I just throw this to the side and then I'm done with that. Okay, I'm switching out my arm. So I'm going to take off my A arm. And it's just 2 screws. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to be using my large magnetic hoop. So this puppy comes off nice and easy. I'm just going to put it right in here. And here is my stabilizer and my hoop. With this, I mean, this table is like a game changer. I absolutely love this table because I can take it anywhere. And I cut my fabric to 12 inches. If I was, for this one, I'm cutting it to 12 inches and I am going to run my fabric this way. I'm going to rehoop this way, left to right. I've already stabilized it with Shape Flex. If I had cut this fabric for this as well. So now I'll go ahead and run this way. If I cut it again and I was doing this for my, 6x10, I would have cut it a little bit less wide. I probably would have gone 11 inches. This is 12 inches. I would have gone 11 inches. But this, we'll use this too. But I'll start with a fresh piece for this hoop. You need your hoop remover. These magnets are a little hard to get off, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Just makes it easier. Once you get the fabric on, it's pretty easy to take off. So I got to lever it from the other side. Okay, 1 layer of Ultra Clean and Tear and 1 layer of Heavyweight. I'll just put it this way. And I'm going to be running my fabric the opposite direction. Here we go. Brand new fabric. Okay, 2 magnets here. And you have the little arrow that goes down. So nice and smooth. And that is like so nice and smooth. And was that so easy? That was so easy. Okay, this clips onto the machine, or it gets screwed onto the machine. It doesn't go onto an arm. So I'm going to go ahead and put this like this so you can see. Oh, I'm going to cut off this stabilizer. So I've never used my chenille cutter to do this, but I did on the other one. And I was like, oh, that was kind of perfect. So just pick the side with the blade. I did notice I cut into the last stabilizer. And I'm just going to run it. Oh my goodness. So nice. Well, did you see my first piece? It was all raggedy because I had actually like ripped it like a savage. I'm in my laundry room, by the way. Here it is. Some of you hear it echoing. I know. This is really Patrick's room. It used to be my room because I used to be the laundry wench. And now we fight over it. And I want it to be my full-on sewing room. Well, I want to take over. He has so much of his stuff in here, like his outdoor stuff. God, can't he just fit it all in the garage? Why does he have to be here? Okay, I'm going to screw this in. I think one of the only thing I don't like about this hoop is when I do want to take it off, I do have to unscrew it. So I tend to do all my applique over here. So I'm going to plug in my Clover iron. Okay, let me get these nice and tight. I mean, to me, nice and tight is hand tighten. If you are ever using your multi-needle and you get a message that says change to a larger hoop and you've been in the same hoop and you're like, why is it asking me to change to a larger hoop? This is the right hoop. The screw, I don't know if I can show you from here. This screw back here, oh, I can't. Can I show you from here? My hand is on the screw. You can't really see it. But that screw back there is just coming loose. And that screw back there tells your machine what size, it tells it what size hoop you have on. And it just loosens. So if you don't want that to happen, you can always screwdriver tighten that. But I always just do it with my hand. All right, let's look at our color. So we'll load our design. We're going to be doing this one right here with the moon. But again, they put it upside down. This is what it should look like. This is upside down here. I think that's kind of funny. Whoever did that just didn't notice. Let's go in here. We're doing this one with the moon. I already set it. I'm going to go ahead and hit set. And then I am going to go, let's take that and move it all the way to the left. And then I'm going to load another design. And I never use the grids, but I'm going to put the grids up because I do not want to, I don't want to put them too close. I need at least an inch in between them. So let's go ahead and go to our settings button, which is the notebook paper. And I'm going to turn on my grids 3/8 and 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. So now I know how far it is. Usually I don't put the grid up because I just feel like it's too busy. I don't like it. But in this case, I'm going to put it up because I don't want those to be too close. And I'm going to go ahead, go here. That's where my design database transfer happens. And there's the moon. I'm going to do this one because this is tile 3, tile 4. I'm going to go ahead and set that one. I'm going to move it over. Let's just move it over. We'll just give ourselves a good inch. Okay, now we know we have enough space. And I'm going to go ahead and do end edit. And let's go ahead and let's program our colors. What I'll do is I'll do this one, and when it stops, then I'm going to go in here and delete that one, and then I'll program that one. So I'm only going to program this one right now. So this is your, let me go back. So here's our main screen where we bring in our designs, our main edit screen with our main editing options. I'm going to go end to edit. This screen, the next screen is where you're going to find your manual color sequencing, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. That setting has to be turned on in your settings. So if you don't see that, you're going to go to page, and depending on what version you have, right here on page 7 of 11, manual color sequencing, turn that on. That's going to allow you to program and put your pauses in. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that. And it wants us to do 3355. Like I said, this just came home. So let me go ahead and open up this arm. Always open up your wings. If you don't, you're going to be breaking thread. Oh, and look at this. They didn't even leave my thread long. Okay, let's go ahead and load up our colors, or at least I'm going to put them on the appropriate thread stands, and I'm just going to go in order. So first color is going to be, and I'm just looking at this list right here. So here, I'll rest it up here. First one is 3350. You know what? This is frustrating. Okay, I usually cut my threads really long, but these are cut really short. Let me see if I can get this down here without having to. I'll just put my threads up there, and then I'll tie them off, and then I'll restart with you guys. 700, 270. Where's 270? What color is 270? It's this light yellow. 270. Whoops. See these? If you're using your multi-needle, you always want to pop these closed because your thread will get caught under there for sure. 270. 20 is black. Let me go ahead and put up my black. And 20, 39.71. Put this back here on number 5. 39.71, 108. Put that on 6. 108, 34.50. There's 34.50. Right here, 34.50. 30.40. That on 7. 13.11. 29.20. And that's all I can get on there right now. I'll have to put a pause and then do the white. So hang on a second. I'm going to get to the back of the machine. I'm going to tie everything off. Okay. Little bit of maintenance I forgot to do. So I'm going to oil my machine. You're not going to see it because my hoop is on. This is the button that you push, and then the little oil button. So I'm going to go down here. You're not going to see this. This is my favorite oiler. So this is Zoom. Always leave the red cap on. Otherwise, it will bubble over. And you're not going to see me because I'm down below here. But I'm going to put 1 drop of oil on my hook. It's a little bubbly. I think that should be good. Every time you use it, 1 drop of oil on the hook. Okay. I'm going to pop my bobbin back in, and I tied everything off. So now I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to say okay to that. And we're going to say okay to get off of this page. And then the first color that we're going to do is going to be 3355. So that's on needle number 1. And I'm going to tie out. See, all of those are kind of tied. I'm going to pull them through. So I do have to go back to this page. I'm going to start with needle number 1. Grab at the needle, because then you don't have to go back through the thread guide. Grab at the needle until the new thread comes out, until you pull the knot through. And then on this page, you're going to hit your thread button. I like to thread from right to left, up and around, pull down, and that one is threaded. So I'm going to go to needle number 2, and I'm just going to do each one of these. I always tell people, did you see how fast that was? You're like a sailor. You're just pulling on that rope like a sailor. Needle number 3, grab it at the needle. Threading's a piece of cake, huh? And I just use my fingers to thread. If you find it easier, you can use this threading tool right here. Every once in a while, I'll use that if I can't reach. 5. 6. Oh, that is variegated thread. I have no idea what they use this for. They use this at the store to. I'm worried about this thread, that maybe this thread didn't pull all the way through. That maybe that was variegated thread on there. 7. I can't remember if I pulled a knot or not. It's just, are my pulls so robust that the knot is just coming back through so fast. There we go. You're seeing a little bit of, I guess, just what it takes to get this started on the multi-needle. All right, and I'm threaded and ready to go. Now we're set to program. All right, so this is my threading page and my oil page and my center, my head page, and attribute page. I'm going to just get out of there. And now color number 1, maybe I'll put this here so you can see it. Here we go. That's going to go to needle number 1, so I'm going to leave it. This is 3355. That's going to go to needle number 1. Oh, and you know what? We have to put some pauses in. So this right here, it's going to do this stitch out, and then we're going to put a pause here because we want to lay down our fabric, and then we want to press it before it does the next one. So this step we're actually not going to do. So we could actually no-sew that. I don't want to confuse you, but I'm scan and cutting, and so my pieces are cut to size. So I could just touch this, and I can no-sew it. So now it's not even going to sew that one. This one right here, though, I am going to pause because I want to fuse before I do this stitch out right here. That's going to go to needle number 1. This one right here, this is your tack down and trim. I'm going to no sew that, so we're not going to do that one. And then this one is number 5, which is going to be still color number 1. And we are going to put a pause here because we are going to stitch this one. And then we're going to have to fuse. We are going to stitch this one, and then we're going to have to fuse. And then we're going to fuse before this, and then this will go to needle number 1. And then we're just going to be stitching. So this one here is going to go to needle number 2. This one here is going to go to needle number 3. I think I just have it in order. This is needle number 4. This is needle number 5. This is needle number 6. This one is needle number 7. I'm just looking to make sure that that's where the thread is as well. So that's 7. This one here is needle number 8. This one here is needle number 9. And this one here, 14, is needle number 10. Okay. whoops, 9. This one here is needle number 10. This one right here, the white, I didn't have enough needles to go there. So I'm going to put a pause here because now I'm going to have to rethread. I'm going to have to rethread for this one. And then this one right here, which is the 16. I know it says 6, but it goes 1 through 10, and then it starts 1 over again, so it doesn't have the ones in front of it. This one here, I'm going to put a pause as well. I'm going to put the pause because I'm going to put the red bobbin in. And this one here, I'm going to pause because I'm going to reprogram when I get to this. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to throw this away, but I wanted to load them for the spacing. I could program it. I'll decide when we get to that. So hopefully that's not too confusing. You really have to talk your way through it, but I have all these opportunity to pause right here. And I could do these, but I'll probably go back out, throw this design away, and then come back in. But I just had it set so I know the spacing. Okay, let's go ahead and say okay. And we are ready to embroider. I'm going to just touch embroidery. And I'll just leave it at 900 stitches per minute because I'm going to be in and out of the room. And sometimes I don't stitch as fast as I could. And I'm going to go ahead and unlock and start. While it's doing that, I'm going to grab my applique pieces and I'm going to heat up my, whoop, what happened there? Hang on. I rethreaded and I'm going to go ahead and on this screen, you're just going to unlock, you have to get rid of this. So just say okay and then unlock and go. And let me go get my clover iron plugged in. And now because I put that pause in, you're going to see there it paused before it does the next step and it did the no-sew. I love my multi-needle. Because this hoop is kind of hard to get off, a lot of times I will take this. Here's my little hoop and press. This is the thin one. This is the one that's made for the snap hoops. I'm going to slide it just under here. And you don't want to go with something super, what's the word I'm looking for? Thick. Definitely don't go with something super thick, but this will fit under there. And I'm just going to go ahead and press this down. Be careful. There's lots of plastic stuff on here. You do not want to touch this iron too because it will melt. Okay, good. Next piece. Remember, I'm going to pull this out. Okay, we're going to go to the next stitch out. I'm just going to go ahead and on the screen, just hit unlock and lock. It's going to do the next placement stitch because remember, we got rid of the no-sews because there's part we're not going to sew. And that's this little guy right here. Okay, I'm going to tuck this under again. Just needs to get under there a little bit. And this is a good time for you to use one of those little spatula tools as well if you need it. Sorry, the camera arm's in the way a little bit. What you really don't want to do is touch that to your hand. I was playing with the dogs a little bit. They love playing tug of war, but can I tell you, Momo's 60 pounds and he is strong. Okay, those are the only 2 applique pieces for this. So before you go and get started again, don't forget you want to pull out the mat. Don't use a thick one. And now we're ready to stitch. That was it. We have 117 minutes of stitching. Oh, well, not for this one, for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and unlock and start. And it is going to do all the stitching for the entire block. And I'm just going to go do something else. How wonderful is that, right? I'm just going to let it go and I will revisit this in, looks like 39 minutes. All right, gonna just pause it. Oh, I'm gonna pause the recording. I'm gonna keep going with the stitching. All right, it is time for me to do a color change. We're gonna see right here. It is asking for white. It stopped because I put a pause there. I'm gonna put in my white thread, and I'll just put it on the very end because it is easy for me to reach. And I'm looking to see at what we're gonna need next. Looks like I need white and black, so I'm just going to take off the purple all the way here at the end. So you see over there in number 10. Break your thread long. Don't break it short. I used to break it really short or cut it short. And then I struggled. And I was like, why am I struggling? Because I don't want to give up 6 inches of thread. Okay. And then we're going to come over here. Needle number 10. I'm going to grab it right here. There's my white. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to unlock and go. And this is going to do, I think it's going to do like stars or something. Let's look. Moon and stars. And then it's going to stop. So it's going to stop right here. Allow us to do a color change. That's when we're going to put in our red bobbin. And I actually like that. I'm going to have to send this to needle number 1 because that's where my 3355 is. So let me get my red bobbin thread. I keep like a thing of these L bobbins. L, that's what the multi-needle takes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this out. It's like the only time I use a red bobbin. 3 minutes of stitching. I'm just going to pause this and then I'll show you my color change. Okay, it finished the white. So now we have to change out our bobbin. So I'm going to just reach under here. Pull out the white one, put in the red one, and then I have to magic wand it because I didn't program it. So once you are in the screen from which you stitch out, you can still magic wand. What you can't do is you can't put future pauses in. You can pause the one color that you're on, but you can't do future colors. So we're right here and it wants to go to needle number 6, which has like a gray on it. It has 108. I want this to go to needle number 1 because that's where my 3355 is, which is the color that matches my fabric. So I'm just going to touch my magic wand. It has to be at the very beginning of that color. Hey, wait. Oh, no, that's right. And I'm going to send it to needle number 1. And then it's going to pause here, and that's the stitch up for the next block. So I'm going to say, okay, unlock, stitch. It's going to do the final countdown. That's what I always think. Here we go. And then we're going to be ready for the next block. We're going to put our white thread back in. Maybe I should do purple. You can see it a little bit. All right, I'm going to change out my bobbin before I forget, because I have forgotten before, and then the whole thing is red on the back. I can show you one of those tiles. I have one. Okay, white bobbin back in. And we are going to do the next tile. Now, we don't have to rehoop because I have all this room here. And I already have it placed, so I know exactly where it's going to go. However, I do want to get rid of this because then I'll just start fresh with this. And I don't have to worry about this thread list. So I'm going to go back to the previous screen. And I'm going to go back one more. So just hit edit. It's going to take you to the previous screen. And I want this design. I'm going to touch it to make sure it's selected. And then I'm going to hit delete. Okay, now we just have this one. So I'm not going to change it or move it anywhere. I know it's right where it needs to be. And I'm just going to go end edit. And I'm going to go right here to my manual color sequencing. And let's go ahead and program. So remember this list? Well, we're going to do the next one. And let's see what colors are up there. This is already up there on needle number 1. So I'm going to go this to needle number 1. And this one, I'm going to no sew. So we're not going to sew that because that's the cut line and tack down. We don't need that. This one, I'm going to put a pause because I'm going to have to, I need a moment to lay down my applique fabric and fuse it down. Which reminds me, let's go ahead and heat up my clover iron, which when I'm not using it, I just unplug it because it gets so hot. Okay, so this is the purple. So it's going to do the placement line. And then right here, this is the tack down. I'm going to no sew that. And then right here, I'm going to put a pause because it's going to do the tack down and then I have to place the fabric and fuse it. And then right here, oops, I forgot to send this. This is going to go to needle number 1. And then 5, that is also going to go to needle number 1 because it is 33.55. And then let's see where everything else is going to go. Black. We're number 6 here. That is going to go to needle number 4. That's where I have my black thread. 7 is going to go 37. That's on 5. 8, 108 is on needle number 6. 9, 13, 11, that's on needle number 9 already. And 30, 40. So number 10, 30, 40, that's on needle number 8. And 29, 20, I took that out. But we're not using, oh yes we are. No, we're not using 34.50 anywhere here. So I'm going to take 29, 20 to see 34.50. I don't need that, but I need 29, 20. I'm going to put that on needle number 7. And I think we're using all the other colors. Tie the knot. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here to the front. I'm going to come here to where I pick my needle. That was needle number 7. I'm going to grab it right here, change it out. And then I'm going to send this one, which is, that was going to needle number 8. That 9 is 9. And this one is going to go to 30, 40. That goes to this one right here. That's 11. It's now going to go to 7. And then right here, tangerine, 1102. I think we're using everything up there. So I'm going to put a pause here. So once it comes to 2920, then I can put a pause right here. And it looks like it's going to do a whole bunch of stitching. And then we'll put a pause at the very end. Right here for this one. So we'll change our thread colors. I'm going to magic wand them on the next page. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to put a pause. That means I am going to change my thread to red. So what I usually do is I program like the first 10 or whatever I can, where I can do all my thread colors. I put a pause and then I'll magic wand on the next page. All right? Because I don't know where I'm going to put thread. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay here. We're going to go embroidery. And first thing it's going to do is that placement stitch. So I never hit my unthread. So here we go. Placement stitch first. Oh, what? Let's see over here what applique fabrics I need. All right, let's throw this away. I need, looks like a piece of lavender here and then the little house in the corner. So is this the house? No. Hang on here. I'm going to look over here. Let's look over here. Okay, better angle for me to be looking. Oop! Sorry, just dropped that. Okay, it's definitely not this. And it's definitely not this. Although we need this. Oh, do you see I need a little piece right up at the very top? So, is it this one? I think it is this one. So it's this piece right here. Oh yeah, I just laid it down and it was perfect. And then this is what I need. Is this what I need for the other part? Yes. This is what I need for the other part. So these are my two big pieces. And then I need one of these little skinny ones that goes on the very top. But I'm not quite sure. I think it's this one. Is that my only skinny one? It's got to be that. Okay. Got my applique pieces. Need my little press and hoop mat. You see how this fits right into my, oh, it's hard for you to see. There's my placement stitch. So this is going to go right in there. And of course, there's a little bitty bit up the very top, which I don't think I'm going to be able to reach. I'm going to have to take my hoop off. Since I have to take my hoop off, let's just take it off and then we'll do our fusing, right? Oh, I was like, is the purple, can we do the purple? You know what? I'm going to do the purple placement down stitch and then I'm going to fuse. Yeah, let's just do it. So remember, it is skipping the tack down because I no-sewed that, but I am going to do the purple. And then since I have to take the hoop off, then we'll do the fusing. Whatever you want, but since I have to unscrew this to take it off, I don't want to do it twice, so I'm just going to unscrew it once. Unscrew that one. Oh my god, I can't even get to that screw. Hang on, I'm going to center the head. Is that going to make it any easier? It did not. There, that made it easier. I hit my bring the hoop forward button. You just do what you gotta do, okay? You do what you gotta do. Okay, do not press on this. This will melt. Here's my hoopy hoop mat, my press and hoop mat. I put this on here. Make sure it is on that because I do not want to accidentally, this is daylight coming in through the window. Hopefully that's not confusing you. I'm going to lay this little piece down first. I can feel. Is my mat under there? Yeah. Okay. There's a little outie that's coming out. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to put the orange down first because that's what's stitched first. Okay. Checking all my placement stitches. Okay, that one's down, and now I'm going to put this one down. You know, I feel like I could do like one click smaller on these. They're a little bit big. Do your best to just keep it right in the placement stitch. And like I said, put the orange down first, because that is what's stitched first. But there's nothing wrong with just doing both placement stitches and then placing. Da, 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 da. You are so gorgeous. Ooh, ooh, I'm gonna love you. Stitch out, boo, Manor. Okay, I think we're good. We're adhered. There's only those two on this one. Let me look. Right? We're on block number 4. We're on this one. Orange fabric, purple fabric. That is it. We are fused. I'm going to turn off my clover iron because that thing gets hecka hot. And then I'm going to go ahead and screw this back on. Here we go. And set it and go. Set it and go. Set it and go. Let's see how much stitching there is. Fluff your fabric. Fluff it. Boop. Here, that fits better when you have it on, right? Okay. Okay. Screen. Activate. I'm just kidding. So, I'm going to fluff my fabric, make sure everything looks good. Okay, I'm going to just let it stitch. It's going to stitch for 28 minutes and then it'll do a pause. We were able to get it all the way to, which step was that? I think I put it all the way to 29:20, which is, where's 29:20? Right here, to step number 11, because this was a bunch of repeats. You know what? Wait a minute. We should be able to do more than that. 11:02. Oh, I didn't even put a color on here. 270. We'll just change them out later. It's totally fine. So let's go ahead and unlock and just let it stitch. Fun. I'll be back in 28 minutes. That does not look right to me because that is supposed to be, yes, I left it on number 5. Ooh, okay, hang on. Give me a second. That was actually a good lesson, correct? Because what happens if it starts stitching and you programmed it wrong, which I did. So I'm going to go ahead and magic wand that. But watch. See how it won't let me do it? You have to be at the very beginning of that stitch. I'm a couple stitches into that. So I have to hit this button. I'm going to touch that. That's going to go to the very beginning of that. And now I can magic wand it. So I'm going to magic wand it to needle number 1. And let's check our other ones because now I'm all paranoid. So that is 1. And then I'm going to go black is on 4. Then that's all right. That all looks perfect. Okay, now we're ready. Let's try it one more time. Much better. All right, now I'm going to be gone for reals, and I will see you in 28 minutes. Just to check in, we are just starting the purple. 10 more minutes, and then it's going to stop. So what colors do we need next? Let's get our tray ready. So we are going to need 29:20 is the last, so 11:02, this one, swing it around, 11:02, 700, it's already on there, 13:21, 13:34, 2900, black's already on there. I think white is already on there. So that's it. Just these 4 colors. This is what we'll put on when it stops. Okay, so just finished that. I have 4 colors I need to put in. So I'm just going to change those 4 in the back. So, and then we'll do the rest of the stitching. This is a long stitch out. It is 40,000 stitches. 40,000 stitches. I have it at 1,000 stitches per minute and 69 minutes total. So how nice is it to just kind of let it go? Let it go. Let it go. Did you know that that song is really not about Elsa letting it go, but it's really about your multi-needle and just letting it stitch without you worrying about it. I bet you didn't know that, but now you do. Okay. And the last one. And the last one. And I have 1 color up here. And I don't know why I didn't, look better. I don't know. Must not have been paying attention. All right. Let's thread. So you're going to go to the screen from which you thread right here, hit that button. And I did 6 through 9. So I'll just go to needle number 6, grab it at the needle. You are a sailor. Some chunky dog is laying on my thread, my feet. How can you just not love dogs? They're so loving. when they're, unless they're not. 8. Okay, so I'm rethreaded. All right, let's go ahead and let's program. So I'm going to get out of this screen by saying okay. And now we're going to do some magic wanding. So I went up to 2920. So now I'm going to do this color, which is this one right here. I'm going to magic wand. So this one, 12. I'm going to send that to 1102. I put that on needle number 9. 700 is on needle number 2. 1321 is on needle number 8. 1334 is on needle number 7. 2900 is on needle number 6. This 0020 is on needle number 4. White is on needle number 10. And I already put my pause in there. And I'm sending this to needle number 1. Okay, that I could not program on my magic wand page. And I cannot put a stop. I can put a stop on my current color that I'm on, but not future. That's why the pauses are so important. You got to set those in your manual color sequencing. I'm ready to go. Unlock and go. And then let it stitch. This is 40 minutes of stitching. Look at that. I got 40 minutes to go. You can see all of that stitching. We're just going to let it go. And we will see you back here in 40 minutes. Holy cuteness. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and it just stopped. And it stopped on... Did it do the white? It did the white. So it's just waiting right here for me to change my bobbin. So let's go ahead and change out my bobbin. Where's the free arm? Here it is. I'm going to pop out the white. I'm going to pop in the red. So important. Let's put that in. And then the last stitch out, let me go ahead and, oh, I already sent it there, so it's already going to number 1. I just have to unlock. And that's it. That's going to finish up this block. We're going to rehoop and get ready for the next. That's a better view. Cute. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to take the screws out. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Sometimes I'm surprised at my own strength. Let's go ahead and take these 2 screws out because we have to take the whole hoop off. Let's come on over here. I'm going to slide this over. This is also the shoe room. Do you like that? Oh my God. You guys know every single dirty secret I have. So, I'm just so not fancy. With all of these, you can just pull them off when they're on, like, all that fabric. When it's just the magnets on the hoop, it's hard to get off. But when it's, when there's fabric in between and, you know, layers, then it's easy. So, I'm going to go ahead and move my fabric over just like that. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and remove this stabilizer. I hate wasting all this stabilizer, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I was just listening because I'm filming on my Avenir right now too. I was so frustrated today because today's one of those days where I really wanted to be filming 2 projects at once. So I told Patrick, I was like, I need another camera. I could have gotten so much done. Okay, that was my heavyweight tearaway. This is my ultra clean and tear. This stuff is like, it comes off so easily. I'm like, do we really need it? But the experts say so. Sometimes I go, do we really need it? Or are they just trying to sell me more stabilizer? But I know that my products, my tiling scenes come out beautiful when I just copy what they have me do. So I just keep doing it. Okay, we're going to hoop over. I'm going to make sure that from the magnet and over, it's about a 1/2 inch of no-sew. So I'm going to put it just like that. But we need our stabilizer first. 2 layers again. 2 layers. Lift this up. Lay this down. A little bit over the edge. Can you see that? And the fabric. Oh my. Are these so cute? I'm telling you, this is adorbs. It's just adorable. And I rather have more in between than not enough. I'm just going to let it slide over a little bit. I've had it where I put it too close. I just don't want it too close. Okay, magnets. So these magnets, the arrows go in. I love these hoops. Because I feel like they're so much easier on my hands. There we go. And then beautiful. Looks great. I'm hooped for 2. I'm going to take my chenille cutter, my new secret weapon. I just want this to be out of the way. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back on the machine. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to change out my bobbin too. Don't want to leave that in there. I buy these by the box. And you'd be amazed at how quickly I go through them. Whoops. I'm going to start with a brand new full bobbin, so I know it's not going to run out. Here we go. Oh, do you hear that? That's the other machine saying it's done. Okay, I need to screw these screws on. I ran away for a second because I'm, like I said, I'm filming on my Avenir too. Double fisting it. Because there's a lot of downtime with this stuff. Okay, you ready? Hoops on. Everything looks great. Fluff your fabric. Make sure nothing is turned under. Let's go ahead and load our next two designs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and touch my home button. It's going to get rid of what was on my screen. I'm going to load two at a time for placement, but I'm only going to stitch one at a time. So we just finished up number 4. We're going to load tile 5 and 6. So here's where I have design database transfer. Okay, so I'm going to go right here. And this one is the house and then the purple roof. So we're going to do this one with the house. Go ahead and set it. And like I said, normally I don't use the grids. That's 1-inch grids, but I'm going to use it so I can have placement. So I'm going to move this all the way so I can make sure that they're at least 1 inch apart. Moving that all the way over to the left. And then I'm going to add design database transfer. And then I'm going to add the one that has the roof. And that's this one right here. The other one has the roof too, but you know what I mean. Set. Going to move him over, and I'm going to make sure that's like 1.5 inches. So I know that I have plenty of room. What you don't want to do is have it too close. You need to have at least be able to cut half an inch seam allowance for both of those. So that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and touch end edit. And then I'm going to do the color sort or the manual color sequencing for this part only. But I'm going to be putting pauses in so it'll stop before it starts stitching that. So there I go. So right here, that's going to be, oh, look at this time. It wants you to use the oranges and it's 1311. And I do not have that up there. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1311 on needle number 1. 1311 on needle number 1. I'm a breaker, so I just break my thread and then tie it. Okay, that's on needle number 1. And if you look at this, it's going to be 1311 here on needle number 1. This one is going to be a no-sew because we already cut our fabric pieces on the scan and cut. So that's a no-sew. But this one I'm going to put a hand, and that's also going to go to needle number 1. That's for the purple fabric. That's step number 3. Step number 4 is the cut line and tack down. We don't need that, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to no-sew that. But I'm going to put a hand right here because I need this. We're going to lay down the fabric and fuse, and then I'm going to lay fabric down and fuse here. So I need it to stop before it stitches that. 5 is, this one is also going to go to needle number 1, 1311, so I'm going to send it there. And that's the house shading. The roof shading, 3040, that is not up there. We do need 700. Do we need 270? We do not need 270. So I'm going to put, that is 3040. I'm going to put 3040 on needle number 3. Because needle number 3 has 270 and that's not even in this stitch up. So let me grab that. Okay, 3040 is up there. That is right here. 3040, I'm going to send that to needle number 3. Next color, 2920. Which is not up there. I'm going to leave my black. 3971 is not up there. So needle number 5, I can change that out. So I do need this. This is 2920. And I'm going to put it right here on needle number 5. All right, I am tying off. Sorry, I'm going back and forth between my sewing room, the main room, and this room. Where's the thread? Here it is. Okay, That one is this color right here. Which one? 7. Right here. We're going to take that and we're going to send that to needle number 5. That's where I just put that. 1102. 1102 is already on. So that's 8, and that it's on. I have 1102 on needle number 9. 700 is on needle number 2. 10 is 2900 is on needle number 6. 3110. I do not have that up there. Where is it? Here it is. Are we going to be using 1334? I don't see any 1334. I have that on needle number 7, so I'm going to put this on needle number 7. Let me change that out right now. Okay, so I'm going to send that, this one right here, which is 11. This is like 11. I'm going to send that to needle number 7. And then we have black is on needle number 4. White is on needle number 10. 2920 is on needle number 5. It's a repeat, so it's going back to 5. And then this right here, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and just use 3110, which is like a purple, but I think it's like the dark purple. So I'm going to take that and send it to needle number 7. I'm also going to put a pause here because I have to change to my red bobbin, and that's going to be it for this one. I'm also going to put a pause after it stitches that. I'm going to put a pause here because that's the start of our second tile. So I'm going to put a pause there. But before it starts stitching this, I'm going to do what I did before, which is throw this away. I'll go into the edit screen, throw it away, and then I'll come back and I'll program that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and say okay, embroidery, and we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and unlock and start stitching. I'm going to heat up my clover. And let's go ahead and pull our applique pieces. It's going to be this big orange one and this big purple one. So I think it's this. The purple, the orange, that goes like that. And guess what? There is also a long strip of orange that goes up on the very top. So I'm grabbing that too. I'm going to let it do both applique stitches. Oh, what happened here? Oh, I didn't even tie off. I didn't pull my threads through. So hang on a second. This one couldn't make it through. So I'm going to go ahead and oopsie daisies. I'm glad I was here and I caught that. So, and that was totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and unlock and cut. And I need to go ahead and I'm going to go here where I can go ahead and thread. And I'm already on needle number 1. I'm going to grab it right here at the needle, pull it through. I just had to pull that much. We're going to thread these. Forgot all about that. That's okay. Which one did I rethread? I rethreaded 3. I didn't put new thread on all of these. Just some of them. So I needed to do 3. Ooh, so glad because it would have had the wrong colors. I also did needle number 5. And that was just a placement stitch, so it doesn't really make a difference for number 1. And then I think I just did 7. Let's go to 7. Everything else was already up there. that look right? Yeah, that was it. Okay, so it did do that placement stitch. Did it do the whole thing? I don't think it did do the whole thing. Let me go back. Okay. It did not do the whole thing. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to go back. Let's go back. Needle number 1. So I'm watching this. I'm just going to have it do that whole thing over again. You know what? Let's just go right here. It's back at stitch. Where are we at? Hang on. Let's just go back to the very beginning. Okay. Now that has the right color in. Because I'm just getting confused. That happens sometimes. Okay, so there's the placement stitch. And it's just stitching it over again. Now it's going to do the bottom part of that placement stitch. Because it has the orange bar that goes on the top, and then it has the orange that goes down below. Now it's going to stop so it does the placement stitch for the purple. So I'm going to go ahead and start it again to let it do the placement stitch for the purple. And then I'm going to lay them both down. And then we'll fuse. Okay, this is the placement stitch for the purple. Sometimes I have to walk it through my brain. Okay, I'm gonna unscrew this. I totally burnt my fingers. Hang on, I'm trying not to use this thumb because... Okay, if you are using this hoop and you are having trouble getting to those back screws because this is so close, you can go ahead and just come here and just try that one, which is gonna move the hoop. There. Now I can get to those. Ooh. Okay. I grabbed the, my clover iron is resting on this, this iron rest. And I grabbed it with my fingers and it was so hot. I just wasn't even thinking. Lesson learned. Never did that before. So I'm going to take this off of here. I'm going to put it on this table. And I'm also going to put my mat underneath. You know, my little matty mat. So I'm going to put this over here. Let me move the camera. Let me turn this. There we go. There's my big cord. So it doesn't go dead. And that's Momo. Go outside and bark. Okay, this needs to go under wherever you're going to be ironing. Let me grab my applique pieces, and I'm going to lay down the orange first. So the orange is going to go down first. And I think you have a decent view. Okay. I am going to put this. My dogs live to bark. And a lot of times it's joy. Like when I play with Momo, he just barks because he's so joyful. But it's annoying, right? I swear my iron is sizzling. That's how hot it is. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Sizzle, sizzle. You be careful. This thing is so hot, but I feel like it needs to be in the highest setting for you to properly fuse this down. It doesn't fuse as well if it's medium or low. Oh my God, I'm having this feeling of deja vu. Like I've done this before. Maybe I did with something else. Okay, next piece that's going to go down is going to be the purple. So let's go ahead and put this down. Kai's leaving for a birthday party, which isn't his father's. He has a friend that has the same birthday as his dad. And let's go ahead and make sure this is all fused down. We are ready to go. All right. Sometimes these bigger pieces, you could use like a bigger iron. This, if you look at that spade that I have on here, this is the bigger one. The one that it comes with is tiny. If you have the tiny one, if you're looking at this going, wow, mine, you're thinking mine looks bigger, it is bigger. So if you have this iron, get the bigger one. Otherwise, it's going to take a ridiculous amount of time to adhere some of your applique pieces. So you definitely want this bigger one. I love it. This is the one I just leave on there. It makes doing this not a ridiculous task like it would be with the little spade. Okay, that's all we're going to do on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off right now because, oh my God, I got myself so good with that. We're going to go ahead and put this back on. So let me put this. Here we go. I feel like I've been pretty careful. So I don't like it when I'm careless. That shouldn't have happened. I was not thinking. Okay, let's go ahead and put our screws on and we are ready to go. Now that that's on there, guess what? It's going to do all that stitching without me. And this is number 5. I feel like I can stitch everything tonight. Fluff your fabric. Make sure nothing is turned under. And tighten those up. Let's look at our screen. Carriage is going to move. And it's going to do 67 minutes of stitching before we have to do anything. So I'm going to unlock, hit the start button, and we are just going to let it go. All right. Enjoy. Go do something fun while it's stitching. See you back here in 67 minutes. Okay, so it's stopped. I am going to go ahead and change my thread to red in my bobbin. Let's do that first, and then we're going to do the last stitch out. The last stitch out, which is that outline stitch on the back. Red bobbin is in. I'm just going to go ahead and start it again, and it is going to do that final outline stitch. And then we're done with this block. We'll go ahead and program the next block. How cute is it? I love the little spider. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to change my bobbin out. I'm going to put a brand new bobbin in. I'll use all of these leftover ones later on. It's important to kind of clean out your bobbin case every once in a while too, because it gets super linty. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to sweep the bobbin tension little arm. And I'm going to show you that right now, which is this guy right here, because sometimes you're going to get lint. Make sure he pops back in. Let's put a bobbin in there. I'm going to start with a brand new bobbin again. And like I said, I'll use all the leftovers later on when I'm in here, like really paying attention. Okay, you ready? Let's look at what we have up here. Now, I want to get rid of this design so I can just program this one. I could start from here and program this one, but it'll be easier if I just get rid of the other one for me, for my brain. So to get to the previous screen, I'm going to hit return. Just hit whatever button's on the left. To get to the previous screen from here, I'm going to hit this button, edit. And this is my main edit page. And this is the design I want, and I'm going to throw them away. And that's the design that I want to stitch now, but I like to put them both in so I know the spacing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit end edit, and now I'm going to go ahead and program it. So we're doing this one right here. Let's go ahead and we'll do it like this. First one is going to be 3355. They want us to put this color back in, so I'm actually going to leave the 1311 because it's going to be right here. Are we using color 700? Yes. 3040? Yes. Black? Yes. 2920? Yes. 2900? Yes. 31. Oh, we're not using that one. So color 3110 is not showing up. So I'm going to put this there. 3110 is now on needle number 7. I'm going to put this on needle number 7. Needle number 7. I gotta not forget this time to pull all my threads through, which I forgot last time. Remember? Okay. So we're doing this one here. So 3355 is on needle number 7. This one, remember, that's going to be where you do the cut line and the tack down. I'm going to no sew that. This one right here is also going to be needle number 7, and I need to put a stop. This one here I'm going to no sew. And then this one here, number 5, is also going to go to needle number 7, and I'm going to put a hand there because I'm laying down, I'm doing the placement stitch, and then I have to fuse. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the hand away because I'm going to do this placement line, and then I will fuse. Okay? Yes. The other thing I could do is I could do this in a different color so I can see which one is for the purple and then which one is for the green. Oh, I'm in the laundry room. Oh my God, I didn't even think about how loud the laundry is. Hang on. Oh my goodness. I think that's so funny that my laundry started going crazy. So anyways, you just have to think when you're programming your thread stops, your thread colors and your thread stops. So I'm going to go ahead and let's get rid of that hand because we don't need that hand there. Okay. So we are going to do placement, and then a pause before it stitches this so that we can fuse. And then this is going to go to 7 as well. So right now we're on this step. This 7 right here is equivalent to our 5. And then 6, that's going to go to 1311, which is on needle number 1. 3040 is going to needle number 3. 1102 is going to go to needle number 9. This 9 is going to go to needle number 2, color 700. This one here is going to go to 4, black. 2920 is on needle number 5. 2900 is on needle number 6. White is on 10. White is on 10. 3040. That goes back to needle number 3. 2920 goes back to needle number 5. It's already there. And then this black one goes to needle number 4. And then the final stitch out is going to be, we'll send it to 3355, which is on needle number 7. Okay? And don't forget, we got to put a pause here because we have to change that to a red bobbin. We should be good to go. I'm going to heat up my clover iron, which I'm mad at because it hurt me. It wasn't the clover iron's fault. It was my fault. Okay, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to go embroidery, unlock, start stitching. What do we need for our applique pieces? Let's look at that. All right, look at that. I already pulled it aside. So we're going to need this roof piece right here. Here it is. And then we need the little orange piece that goes on top. Here that is. And then we need this orange piece right here. And here that is. And those are our 3 applique pieces. We're just letting it stitch. It's hard to see right now, but it's there. Do you see that? There we go. Now it's stitching the placement stitch for the purple roof. And then we're going to take this off. Not sure what happened there, but I am going to go ahead and cut my thread. I'm going to check my bobbin. Bobbin looks good. Feels good. Have no idea what happened there, so I'm just going to continue stitching. Oh, my thread looks okay. Oh, oh, I forgot to pull my thread down again. That's so annoying. Sorry, I feel like I'm setting a really poor example for you, but there's my knot, so I can see it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my thread again. I'm going to grab it here at the needle. Ooh, he kind of got swept in there. I'm going to have to grab that with a pair of tweezers. Did I change any other thread? How could I forget that again? Let me snip it. Okay. Thread came all the way down already. Okay. I don't think I did any other threads. I did not. Okay. Just going to start it again to finish up that stitching. And then we'll unscrew our hoop. Okay, and I can't get my hands over there because it's so close. So I'm going to just go ahead and touch this button here and this where it'll move the hoop. And now I can reach to the back and I can unscrew that. I'm going to have to put a screwdriver back here. I just hand tightened that, but those were so tight. Okay, let me undo these. All right, ready? Getting my little table ready. Lifting this off. I'm going to bring it over here. In my laundry room / shoe room. Here we go. I'm going to put this right under here. I'm going to feel. Just making sure that's in the right spot. There's one of the pieces. Here's another piece. And here is another piece. So I think it was orange fabric first. Orange fabric, yes. So let's go ahead and put down my orange fabric first. I've got this little guy here, which goes like this. And this one goes right here. Okay, now I'm going to put this piece down. Whoop. Thought that had stuck down, but it has not. I'm finding I really kind of have to manipulate these pieces a little bit because sometimes they feel a little big, but then I'm able to kind of press them where I want to press them. Yeah. So you remember, you are the boss. I think we're adhered well. Whoop. Okay, that's it. Those are my two pieces, right? Yes, orange and purple. Went ahead and turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and screw it back on, and guess what? Now we go ahead and let it stitch. Do you have white bobbin in there? Yes. Taking one more peek. And then we're going to be ready to hoop two more. So this one is 5 and 6. So then we'll do 7 and 8. 7 and 8. I woke up this morning like excited to get started stitching. Do you guys ever feel that way where you're like, oh my God, I can't wait? I feel that way about tomorrow because I have a couple of things that I'm going to be working on. Number one, I'm working on cutting out my my pants. So I'm super excited for that because I'm going to film that. And then I'm going to work on Welcome Friends, which I'm super excited about too. Okay. Fluff your fabric. Make sure nothing got turned under. And let's look at our screen. Hang on. Carriage is going to move, and we are ready to stitch. 53 minutes. That's the beauty of a multi-needle. 53 minutes of stitching, and then we'll come back and we'll hoop. And while it's doing this, I'm working on other stuff in the other room. See you in just a little bit. Okay, we are ready to put our red bobbin in. And guess what? I am going to, well, it's Betty bedtime. So I'm going to rehoop one last time. And then I'm going to set it so it stitches while I'm asleep. But look at everything we got done today. So here is block 1. Let me see if I can make this. Block 1, block 2, and then there's block 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So we are going to rehoop. Let's go ahead and rehoop one more time. Let me see if I can get my table in the right spot. We're going to put the table right here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this hoop off. Sorry, I'm unscrewing the hoop. Now you're seeing a bunch of nothing. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to take this off. Take off our magnets. They're pretty easy to get off when I'm going to fold this back. I think that would be risky. I could definitely fit one, but I don't know if I could. How cute is that pumpkin? I don't know if I could fit two. However, if you look right here on these, I can definitely fit two. So I'm going to hoop over here. Let me grab my stabilizer. We're going to need one layer of ultra clean and tear, one layer of heavyweight. I'm going to put it right up here. Bring this back. Now let's lay our fabric down. And let's put our magnets on. Oop. I'm telling you, it's so easy to hoop with this. This hoop's expensive. I can't remember how much it is, but we're going to be having that brother sale. So if you're lusting after this hoop, you think you really want it, in August, we're going to be doing a brother sale, and that's going to be the time to get it. So we do the brother sale at our store a couple times a year. And what it means is, what we mean by the brother sale is, brother, we get a 20% discount from brother, and that happens once a year. So actually, that's a lie. Let me go ahead and slide this on. So usually brother has a sale, an accessory sale, where they will give the retailer 20% off of our regular wholesale price. And then we pass that savings on to you. So we'll give you, our great sale price, and then we'll give you an additional 20% off. And that's kind of the best time to buy with us, because these accessories, we totally get it. They're expensive, but they're so awesome. And so I just want you all to be using all of these great accessories. Okay, so let me go ahead and tighten these on. And we're going to load up the next two. So we're going to load up 7 and 8. Okay, here we go. Before I forget, I'm going to change out my bobbin, and let's go ahead. I'm going to put a brand new white bobbin because I'm going to go to bed, so I don't want it to run out of bobbin. Let me pop that in. And now we're going to do, where's the buck? Let's go over here. And I'm going to touch the home button to clear my screen. We just did 5 and 6, and now we're going to do 7 and 8. So we'll put 7 in first. Design database transfer. 7 is the one with the 3 little pumpkins here. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and move that design all the way to the left, and I'm going to add design database transfer. And then 8 is this one with the ghost in the doorway. I'm going to set it, and I have my 1-inch grids up, so I can move that over, and now I know I have 1.5 inches in between those two. Perfect. Not going to do anything else. I'm just going to go, and we're going to do manual color sequencing, and I'm really going to just do it for this one. So here we go. We need 3355, which I have on needle number 7. So I'm going to go, one is going to go to 7. This one I'm going to no-sew because we're not doing the tack down and trim because I already cut my pieces on Scan and Cut. I'm going to do this one. That's 7. I'm going to let it stitch both of those. And then this I'm going to no-sew. And then this one I'm going to put a pause. And I want to put a pause there because tack down, I'm sorry, placement, and then I'm going to lay down that fabric. I'm going to lay down the applique fabric. And while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to heat up my clover iron. We're going to go ahead and do some applique. Hang on, let me turn that on. Okay, so 5 is also going to 3355, which I have on needle number 7. And now we're ready to do all the embroidery. So that's black. I'm going to send that to needle number 4. 3355, that's already on 7. 8, 1332, which I don't have up there. So 1332, let's see what other colors I can take off. 1311, I need it. 700, I need it. 3040, I need it. 2920, I need it. 2900, I need. 1321, I need that. And 1102. 1102. Oh, I need that one too. What about white? There's white. But why don't I go ahead and I'll get rid of... I'm going to get rid of 2900 because I don't need that until the very end. So I'm going to swap this out for my 2900. Let's do that. 2900 is all the way on needle number 6. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that knot through right now because I keep forgetting. So I'm going to go here to needle number 6. I'm going to grab it and pull it through. Yeah, I can't seem to remember to do it later, so I'm going to do it now. Okay, let's go back to my screen. And what was that? So number 8 is 1332, and I put that on needle number 6. 9 is 1311, that's on needle number 1. 10 is on 10. 3040, that is needle number 3. 2920, that is on needle number 5. 1102, that is on needle number 9. 700's on needle 2. 1321 is on needle number 8. 1334. Guess what? 1334 is not up there, so I'm just going to put a pause here. So we're going to put a pause here, and then I am going to put a pause on this one, which is the last one. So we're going to put a bobbin in there, and I'll magic wand all of these. So I'm going to put a pause here, and then this is the very first color in the second design. So I'm going to put a pause here because that's when I will go ahead and I'll reprogram those. Okay, so I think we're good. I just want to make sure I did those no-sews. Yes, no-sew. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say embroidery, and then let's go ahead and stitch. So we're going to stitch both of those placement lines. And I know it's hard to see. I should just do those placement lines in a color we could see, because it would just make it easier, right? I don't think you have to do that 33.55. Oh, let's pull our pieces. So we're going to need, I think these are our 2 pieces. Let's look at the book. So right here we have the house, the orange house, and then we need this bottom piece. So here's the orange house. Here's the bottom piece that goes like that. And then there's one more little piece that goes up here. And I think that's going to be it. Okay. I'm going to put these over here. I'm going to get my little mat ready. It wants orange fabric first. Okay, let me undo my screws. I can get this one over here, but I can't reach the other one. So on my screen, I'm going to touch this button, and then I'm going to hit this button, which is going to move the hoop back so I can reach in here for the other screw. Oh, you know what I need to be using? Why am I not using my my tubular table? That's what I need to be using. That's what didn't feel quite right. Hang on. I actually brought my tubular table to the store, and I mean, it would be better if I was stitching with that, because it would give a little bit of support. Because I don't know if you noticed, but the it was hanging a little bit off of the table, like hanging down a little bit, and so that tubular table would make a huge difference. So I'm gonna have to grab mine at the store, but let me go ahead and put this down on top of my mat. And I think I'm on the mat. I'm gonna go ahead and put the orange piece down first. So I'm telling you, it's a little bit big. So if you feel like it's a little large, what I want you to do is I want you to take whatever, if the piece is larger, make it go off the side, like, you know. Does that make sense? Like where it's going to get sewn into the seam, that's where I want you to take it. So I've got a little bit of, I've got to ease this in. It's a little bit fat. I don't know, it just kind of eases in there. I don't know how it works because, you know, it was kind of fat here. I fit it on this corner, this corner. I had a little bit too much fabric in the middle, but it just works. So, okay. Let's put down this piece. And then we're going to put this piece down on the bottom. And then we're fused. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the machine. And you know what I might do until I get my tubular table? Something felt wrong, right? And I was wondering what it was. It was that I was missing the tubular table. All right, let's go ahead and put this here. I'm going to put my extension table on. And the extension table will give that tubular table a little place to rest. I'm sorry. The extension table will give the hoop a place to rest, not the... Okay. Hello. There we go. Okay. Let's put the screws on. And we'll at least get this one done, and then it will be ready tomorrow when I come downstairs. It'll be all stitched out, and we'll only have 2 blocks to finish, okay? So there we go. That is done. Let's look at our screen. I'm gonna go, okay. It's gonna move that. And now we're gonna do 48 minutes of stitching. And there we go. So I'm just gonna let that stitch out, and I will be back in the morning. We'll come back in 48 minutes. Good morning. morning, Multineedle. So, I think my tubular table's at the store. So last night, when I started stitching, I put my regular extension table up just so this would have some support. I was looking at it going, it's kind of like dipping down and hanging down. And I just didn't even think that I didn't have my tubular table on. So, I'm pretty sure well, I never read the stuff that comes with it, but some of the hoops say it's not recommended that you use this, but I've used it before and it's been fine. You might get a little bit of scratching. I just want to let you know. But if you don't have the tubular table, you could use something like this. When I wake up my machine, because it did all this stitching last night. Do you remember I went to bed? Did all this stitching. I can't remember how many minutes of stitching. That's the beauty of a multi-needle. And I came downstairs. That was ready to go. I put a pause in, so it's ready there with the pause. I need to oil it. So I'm going to touch this button here, touch my oil button, and then I'm going getting low down here. That just put it in the right spot for my oil. And I'm just going to put this in here and just give it one little drop of oil. I'm having trouble seeing. Hang on. I'm watching it come up the tube. There it is. Hopefully that was one drop. Okay. I'm going to put my bobbin case back in. And then we are ready. Let's go ahead and do my colors. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay to that. It's going to put my hook back in the right spot. And we need is this the one we're doing? Let's make sure we're looking at the right thing. We are. So this is, we need 1334, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pop it here on the back. 1334, 2900. So here's 2900. Let's go. Here we go. And I'm just going to put these over here because it's easy for me to reach. And 1311. 1311, and we'll leave those. And I'm just going to put these right here. I do try to spread the love. Like I try to spread my threads out so all the needles get used as much as possible. But I'm just finishing this up, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw these colors on right here. Because they're the easiest ones for me to reach. Usually the outside ones. Okay, now that we have that, and that was number 9, 8, and 9, I'm going to come in here. Let's go to needle number 8. And 9. Did that not get threaded? That didn't get threaded. I'm going to go back to 8 because it's there, but it's not threaded. Bring your threader forward, up and around. If you're prolific and you want to be more prolific, the multi-needle is for you. Okay, I'm going to go back in here and finish programming. So go to Magic Wand. You can Magic Wand on your main screen that you're stitching out from. I think what's really important, being able to know what's on what screen. There's really 3 screens you deal with the multi-needle. The main edit screen. The second screen is the screen I always go the screen from which you manual color sequence. And then the third screen is the screen from which you stitch out. And you can go back and forth between those 3. So here is, that is 1334. I put that on needle number 9. 2900, I put that on needle number 8. 1311, that's on needle number 1. And black is on needle number 4. And then this is our final stitch out. And I'm just going to do that in the 3355, which is on needle number 7. And we're going to change our bobbin here. And then we're also going to, then I'll program for the next block, this one. We're finishing this one up right now. So say okay. When I'm not here, I usually stitch a little bit slower. So I stitched at 800 stitches per minute. This looks like 21 more minutes of stitching, and then we'll be done with this, and then we'll move on to this block right here. All right, I'll see you in 21 minutes. Okay, so that is done. We are stopped right here at the outline stitch. So we've got to go ahead and change out our bobbin. I'm going to put my red one in. Let me pop that in. And I'm just going to go hit unlock. And now it's going to do the final stitch out. And then we're going to move on to the next block. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and put the white bobbin back in. I have all of these like little half bobbins, which I will use later. I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to go ahead. This is why I love my 10 needle. I'm going to pop this one in and set it and go. We'll do the applique for this one. And then when I get home, it'll be ready for us to just do that final stitch. So I like about 5 or 6 inches, my tail. I'm going to pop that one in. And let's come on over here. And we are going to program the next one. I could just keep going. I mean, it starts with 1, and I could just keep programming that one. Should we just do that? Let's just do that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that one. Now we're working on this one. We're going to come on over here. Oh, you know what I can't do is I can't put stops. So I am going to go out, and I'm just going to hit return. Will take me to the previous screen. Is it okay to cancel? Edit will take me to the previous screen. I need to go there so I can delete this one. So I'm just going to touch that. You don't have to do this, but I would have had to have programmed my my pauses beforehand. So I'm going to just hit delete. That one's gone. Now I just have this one. I'm going to hit end to edit. That takes me to the next screen. So I each kind of just go between the screens. I always look at this one as my middle screen. The next screen is going to be the screen from which I stitch out, and the previous screen is my main edit screen. So this is going to be where I do my manual color sequencing. Let me grab my little book. Where did I put it? Here it is, and this is the block that we're doing. And it's asking for purple. I have that 2920 up there. That's on needle, I don't know, you can't see it, but it's right there on needle number 5. So whatever they want, I'll send it. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to send it to needle number 5. And I don't need a pause on that anymore. That was from before it carried it through. So needle number 5, this one, I'm going to no sew. This one, which is the orange, but it's still all 2920. This one, I'm going to send that to, you know what I'm going to do? So I can see the different colors is, and it all gets covered over, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take this orange one, and I'm going to send it to needle number 1, just so I can see the stitch out for the placement. And then I'm going to take this one and no sew it. I'm not putting any pauses. I'm going to have it do all the placement lines, and then I'll just tack them all down with the, because it has heat and bond light on it. So, number 5 is going to be the purple fabric placement line. So that's number 5. I'm going to send that to a different color too. I'm going to send it to number 2. And then the next one I'm going to no sew. And then number 7, I'll send that to, let's just send that to needle number 4, which is black. And then I'm going to do number 8, which is the cut line and tack down. I'm going to no sew that one. And then right here, the ground shading, I am going to put a pause there because that's what I'm going to do, all of the placement lines all at once. And then I'm going to fuse them all at once. So I need to be able to take my hoop out before it gets to this one. And this one is also going to go, that is finally a stitch that really matters. And that's going to be needle number 5, the 2920. So these, I actually did them all in different colors, so I know which fabric to place with what tack down. And then let's keep going. 1332, that's up there. Number 10, that is going to go to needle number 6. Is that where it is? Yep. 11 is 1311. I'm going to go back to needle number 1. This is white. That's on needle number 10. 1102. I don't have 1102 up there, but there's no 3355, so I'm going to put 1102 where needle 3355 is. 1102. Let's put this up here. And I'm going to thread it right now because that seems to be an issue with me remembering. Okay. So I'm going to go right here. That is needle number 8 that I just, oh no, I put it on number 7. Grab my thread right at 7. And I'm going to get out of that screen. So 10 was fine. 10. That one went to number 10. Number 13, that's going to go to needle number 7. Number 14 is going to go to needle number 2. 15 is going to go to 1321. I don't have 1321 up there. Am I going to use 2900? Yes. Am I going to use 3050? Oh, look. No 3050 here. So that was what? 3050 is going to be 1321. So let me go ahead and change that out. Ooh, it's hard for me to get over there. Hang on a second. I'm going to move some stuff. I'm going to move you first. And I'm going to move this back. And normally I wouldn't have my extension table on, so it would be much easier for me to reach because I would just be using my tubular table. I got to remember to grab that from the store. Tubular table and my tiling seam blocks. Okay, we should be good now. I'm going to thread that right now. That was needle number 3. This machine looks scary in the beginning, but it's really not because it only does one thing. It just embroiders. So, and you just, I mean, threading it, I mean, it's new. It's different. So this is 15 and I'm going to send that to needle number 3. 16 is 2900. That's on needle number 8. 1334 is on needle number 9. So a lot of these are repeating. Black is on needle number 4. And 108. I think I'm using everything up there right now. So I'm going to put a pause here. So I was able to get all the way through all of that. And we are also going to put a pause on the very last one. That's so we can put our red bobbin in. I'm going to say okay. We're going to go embroidery. And let's let it stitch. It's going to stitch all the placement stitches first. I'm going to grab the pieces. I'm going to need the black that goes behind the ghost, and then the orange that goes here. There's the orange doorway. the black door, the white ghost. Oh, and there's also purple down here. Make it look like that. Okay, I think that's what I need. And I'm gonna fuse them down in order too. I think that's important, that you look at your instructions and whatever fabric is appliqued down first, that's how you fuse it. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get a little smarter. And after we do this, we've got one more block to do. Oh, you know what? We might have to go back to that because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the ghost. Does that make sense? You know, okay, so maybe I didn't get any smarter. Hang on. I'm going to go ahead and move that so I can get to the screws. And that's not going to work. So I might have to do the ghost again later. Like the ghost placement line, because that is going to go underneath the door right now. Great. Let's see what we have over here. You guys know I'm in my shoe room. I'm in my laundry room, 10 needle room, shoe room. Is this like how the other YouTubers do it? Are they as fancy as me? I don't know. I'm pretty fancy. Okay, we're going to put our black fabric down, and that's going to cover over the ghost. So we'll have to redo the ghost because the ghost has to be perfect. And I did the first one in purple. So the first one was in purple, and then I did purple, purple, purple. Yeah. We're going to do this one first. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, it's going to take another minute because I was scared that this wasn't off. And so look, I totally unplugged it. So I'm going to pause this for just a second. I will be right back as that heats up. Okay, iron's heating up. I plugged it in, and then I realized I turned off the power on the power strip too. I guess I was, being extra careful. Okay, this is, and I mentioned this in the other video, this is like the extra large spade on here. The other one is much smaller. It comes with one that's much smaller. We sell these in the store. They are worth getting. I think if you look up Jeannie's favorites, you'll find that. I should put a link to that in there as well. So, but I love the extra large spade. This is really, really big. Like this piece, I consider like a large applique piece. So, you could use a regular iron too, which maybe I'll do. You could use your regular iron for this. My spade is still heating up. Okay, I'm going to put this one down, and then I'm going to put my orange piece down. I gotta go. Got my doctor's appointment. This is slowing me down. And then I'm going to stitch on here the placement for the ghost. Okay. That's still heating up. Oops. All right, I'm going to make sure this fits around the outside. I have just not been using SVGs because I'm so lazy. Am I like the laziest person you sew with? Oh, I can feel the heat now. I burnt myself yesterday with, not even with the iron, but, and make sure I have a mat underneath this, okay? I'm not just, it is not just on my, cutting mat. No. No, 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 no. Bad idea. You know what? I brought my Panasonic in here too because I was like not sure how long this was going to take. Sometimes if you have bigger pieces, just go big. I'm going big. Because I'll give it one more press with my Panasonic. Okay. I'm going to put this piece down. I always look at this as like coloring with fabric. So much fun. Okay, I'm going to pop it back up there and I'm going to do the placement stitch for the ghost. But before that, I'm going to give it one more press with my Panasonic. Because like I said, it's a big piece. There is a lot going on here. What time is it? Hang on 1 second. Patrick's like, we need to go. Yeah, but we need to stitch. Does he understand that? We need to stitch. Hang on. I'm going to pop this up here. I'm going to stitch out that ghost because it's programmed and ready to go. I got to have it doing something while I'm at the doctor's office. Okay, go ahead and... Oops. Let's go back. We need to go back to the ghost placement line. Hang on. Which was, this is where you go forward and backward stitches. That's the ghost right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that out. I'm already unscrewing. Okay, let's put the ghost down. The other hoops go on easier, but this hoop is worth using. Hang on, let me fuse one more thing down, and then we just hit start because I need it to stitch while I'm gone. Here we go. We're going to go full throttle. Okay. We're just going to pop it in, hit start, and it's going to do 71 minutes of stitching while I am at the GI. That's where I'm going, right, Patrick?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay. My driver is,
Can I take my phone?
yeah. I need some more room. Sorry, you're seeing my shoulder. Programmed and ready to go. Let's say okay. Unlock, stitch. 68 minutes of stitching is what it's going to do. I will see you back here in a little bit. Bye. Okay, I just got home from my doctor's appointment, and boy do I feel groggy, but I'm going to stitch. I am on step number 19, which is 108. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my thread, and I'm going to put it here on the left side. Normally I wouldn't have all this stuff in the way, and I would be changing thread out on both sides, but I'm going to go change out what's on the left side. I have to leave 3111 in, so I'm going to do, where's 3971? 39. Oh, do you want to come in? Mama wants to come in. Okay, I was reading this article about what hurts your dog's feelings, and so I'm trying not to hurt his feelings. So I need 108, 3971, and 3111. Where's that color? 3111. It is already, nope, it's not over there. 3111. Hang on, let me go in search of. I found it. I wasn't able to find it because I thought it was orange, and it was purple. So let me go ahead and thread up 3 colors. Yeah, it did. How much stitching did we say it was going to do? Like 68 minutes or something like that. All while I was under. Love that. Okay, we're going to go to this screen right here where I can thread. We'll start with needle number 10. And we'll program. Oops. Needle number 9. You need a little love. Okay, Mama, give you love in just a minute. We'll let this start stitching, and then we will give you love. And I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. Couldn't have coffee this morning. I had to fast. Don't worry, nothing's wrong with me. It wasn't major. Okay, I'm going to clear that screen. And so now I'm going to program. So 19, which is 108, I put that on needle number 8. 3971 is on needle number 10. I don't even worry. I just throw it all up there. And 3110, which is needle number 9. And then for my last color, how about I will stick with, let's do, what do you see the most of? It's mostly orange. Okay, so I will go to needle number, let's do needle number 3. And it will pause here for me. And I'm going to go ahead and just stitch. And then guess what? We have one more hooping. This is it. So we'll get hooped up after this. So I'm ready to do the final stitch out. I'm going to change out my bobbin. Got through all of that changed up my thread, finished up those last couple of colors. I'm putting in my red bobbin, and now I am going to just go ahead and hit, let me check my color. 3. Yeah, I did 3 because most of it was orange. So I'm going to unlock and stitch. And then we are going to do one last hooping. I am going to stitch this on my 10 needle. And I go, shoot, do I really need all that stabilizer? And I go, should I hoop it here? I don't think I'm going to hoop it here because I have a bigger amount over here. I have more space over here on this one. So I'm going to do one more hooping right here. I could always do it on my 6x10, but I don't want to sit there and have to change all those thread colors. And guess what? You're going to see me do something crazy. I'm going to like grab all the leftovers and use it on that edge and hoop up. So let me hoop up. Okay, I am hooped and ready to go. There we go. We're going to do this last block. I only have 2 applique pieces left, so it looks like the piece from right here and the piece down here on the bottom. And I'm going to use my camera because this is how I hooped, and I'm going to do my block right here, but I'll use my camera so that I'll be at least an inch away from the block that we just finished. And let's go ahead and put this on the machine. Can you believe it? This is definitely a weekend project. I mean, I do still have to press sew it all together, but I mean, it's little. I'm used to like these really complicated ones that it takes all day to do. And I don't know, there are a couple of things I want to get done for tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll definitely get to finish it today. Where did I put my screws? I lost them.
They're over here.
Lost them. Oh, Patrick pointed them out. 2 sets of eyes are better than one. Usually. Usually, Patrick's giving me his phone, but he's going to buy me a new one today.
Come on. Let's go.
I just love filming on my phone. It's, oops, that's my head. It's my head hitting. Oh my God, I was traumatized today. I had to have an IV, and it was freezing in the doctor's office. And when I'm cold, my veins retreat deep into my arms. And they had to do one of those looking for it, like here, 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 pull back, poke in, pull back, poke in. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff. Okay, design database transfer. Let's load our last design, which is the one with the skeleton. We're going to go ahead and set it. I don't need the grids anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. I prefer not having the grids. My favorite setting is this one where it's just the white screen with the red crosshairs in the middle. And let's start out just by taking a picture. Take the picture. It takes a picture of everything in the hoop, so you don't have to worry about grids and placement. All right, here we go. And we look like I could just leave it centered right there. We have plenty of room. Oh, actually, I probably should look and see if that is... it's almost 2 inches, so we're good. We are good to go. Let me go back to the settings, turn off my grids. Yeah, it doesn't have to be either or. Use them when you need them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and touch end edit because we're not editing it any more than that. And let's go ahead and do our manual color sequencing. So there's 2 colors that we're going to be putting in. And now that I'm on my 9th block, I realize that the placement color doesn't make a difference. So let's do something we can see. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on number 1, which is going to be an orange color for my orange fabric. And I'm going to take this and no sew it. And then this one, I'll do a purple. Purple's on 5, and that's going to be for my purple color. Momo wants me to play with him, so I'll play with him in just a minute. And this one I'm going to no sew. And then this one here, which is going to be 3350, I need that up there. That's going to be a color. It's the sky and the grass. And I don't have 3350 up there, so let me see where I can put it. 1321. Guess what? There is no, oh no, there is 1321. There is black. There is 2920, 1332. There is 1102. Yes. 108. No 108. Okay. So there is no 108. So I'm going to go ahead and put, I know, Momosita. I know you want mommy to play with you. You want mommy to play with you? He is my little boy, and he's telling me he's bored. Okay, there we go. And we're also going to thread it right now. So that is needle number 8. Let's go here to needle number 8. You want to see it all. And my handy dandy trash can. I have to put my trash can up here on the windowsill because Poppy likes to go in it and pull out thread. Okay, so this is going to go to number 8. Number 6 is black, so we'll send that to number 4. Number 7 we're going to send to 8. Oh! 108 was there, and I just took it out. 3110. Okay, we're going to put 108 back. We'll put it on needle number 9. Because I don't think I'm going to be using 3110. Oh! I'm going to blame it on still being groggy from my procedure. I'm still groggy. Patrick's like, go home and go to bed for an hour. I was like, no! I have stuff to do. How did I miss that? Okay. So here we go, back to 108. Number 8 is going to go to needle number 9. 2920 is on needle 5. 1332. Where's 1332? That is on number 6. 1311 is on needle number 1. 1102 is on needle number 7. And 700 is on needle number 2. 1321, that's on needle number 3. And 1334 is not up there. So I'm going to put a pause right here. We made it all the way through to step 13. And then I'm just going to put a pause on the very last one, because then we'll just, when we get here and pause, we'll put these last colors on here. And this one, we need the pause to put in our red bobbin. Before we start, let's make sure I did indeed, didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a regular bobbin. And good thing I said red bobbin, or I would have just started stitching. I'm going to plug in my iron. Let's get that started. Let's get that heated up. And I'm going to say okay, and I think we are ready to go. Are we ready to go? Let's go embroidery. And go ahead and unlock and start. Wait a minute. I don't see a pause there. Let's go back. Return. I didn't put a pause in. So no sew and The pause needed to be here for, so this one, no so, this one, no so right here. Because it needs to pause so I can press all my fabric. Let's make sure everything else is still intact. It's better to check than to not check. 108, 5, 132, 111 is 1, and then 7, 2, 3, and then a pause. Okay, that looks right now. There we go. Placement, placement, pause. All right, we're off to the races. Let's go ahead and do our 2 placement lines, and then we're going to fuse. So this is my my snap hoop. It's called Hoop and Press, and they come in all different sizes too. So I think this one is the 6x10, but you can buy some of them individually, and then you can buy them in packs as well. I think I bought this one in a pack of 3. And I've been using these more than my standard ones because I like them because they're skinny. The one thing you have to be careful of, oh, sorry, wild animals, do not use steam. I used steam on one of mine and it melted the rubber backing, so no steam allowed. Okay, let's go ahead and take this out. Wild. You know what happens? My dogs, did I tell you this? How like Poppy will attack Momo, but it's not. I think they said it's transference or something. We asked our trainer about it, and the poor guy, like she wants to go mix it up with another dog. She can't, so then she mixes it up with poor Momo. Poor Momo. Okay, here we go. I don't know if my Clover is ready yet, but I also plugged in my Panasonic, so we can use that one. Where's my 2 pieces? Of course, I don't know where I put my applique pieces. Oh, they're still here. So I'm going to put the orange down first. That's what it called for. And I love my Clover, but I love my Panasonic too, and it's already heated. So let's just go ahead and use that. And then we're going to put this piece down. What I like about the Clover is when I have small pieces, I really need a small iron. But these are big pieces. So quite honestly, a big iron is even better. Okay, done. Let's take it back over to the machine. Take it back over to the machine. I had somebody send me a note and they said, well, how big do I know to cut my pieces if I don't have scan and cut? And I say don't cut your pieces at all. Our kits, as per the instructions, the instructions say, you know, if you're going to buy fabric for your kit, 1/4 yard of orange, 1/4 yard of purple, 10 by 10 inch piece of white, and then a scrap of the black. So if you don't know, I say just don't even cut it, cut as you go. You're just going to do traditional applique. This is new to me. This is like, I am so new. I'm just starting to use my scan and cut. But, you know, I've always used just regular applique. And you're just going to do the placement line, put your fabric down, and then cut and trim. You're probably going to need, like, I don't know, maybe a fat 16th. I'm looking at all of these pieces. Maybe 1/8 of a yard. Yeah, 1/8 of a yard. I think 1/8 of a yard would be plenty. Okay, I am going to go ahead and unlock and hit start. It's going to do 39 minutes of stitching. without me, and then I will be right back. Oh my God, I was just thinking about my dogs and how vicious they sounded just now. And I wanted to apologize if that was scary. Okay, it's just dogs talking. All right, just like I said, because it's easier until I get my tubular table and I can get close into my machine, I'm just going to change the threads out over here because it's the easiest for me to get to. And the two colors that I'm going to need that aren't up here are going to be the 1334 and I need 2900. So I'm going to put those up here and we'll thread it. We learned our lesson, didn't we? We learned our lesson. Okay, let's go ahead and thread. I'm going to go to this button right here, which is for threading. I'm going to go to needle number 10. Look at this coming off. I love my magnetic hoops. I just do. Hit my threading button and I'm going to go from the right to the left, up and around. I don't use all those little tools I used to. Whatever makes it easier for you. Like my hands still work pretty well. I know some people have arthritis. Whatever makes it easiest for you, just do that. There is no just one way of doing things, except certain things. So let's go ahead and now we're going to program. So I'm going to go okay to that. And I'm going to go here to my magic wand. Your magic wand is in the screen from which you stitch out. That's where the magic wand is. Manual color sequencing is in the previous screen. So right now we're here on step number 15, thread 1334. I just put that on needle number 9. And then 2900, I put that on needle number 10. I don't even look and see where I put it. I just throw it up there and then I know I can magic wand it anywhere I want. This is needle number 4. This, oh my goodness. Oh, I think, had I taken 10 off? All right, I got to go ahead and put the white on too. And I might as well put it on needle, it's going to needle number 8 anyways. So let's just put it up here. Baby Momo, Mommy will cuddle you in just a minute. He's saying it's time for his morning or afternoon cuddles. All right, it's tied off, but now we have to go to our threading button right here. And I just did that on needle number 8. You want to bring your knot probably about 10 inches past where it is. You never want to drag it across the threader. I'm going to go ahead and do this. That's already at number 8. And then what color should we do? It's pretty dark. I'm going to go and just do, we'll just leave it on. How about we do color number 5? You just pick any color that you think is going to blend with the background, but you can see from this, I have lots of different colors. So it's going to go to needle number 5. There's a pause there, so it'll stop so I can change it to my red bobbin and go ahead and stitch away. This is we still have 23 minutes of stitching. Haven't even gotten to the skeleton, and we don't even have a face on our pumpkin yet or the railing. So 21 more minutes of stitching, or 23 minutes of stitching. Be right back. The last thing we're going to do, because it's finished, is we are going to change out our bobbin. We're going to put our red bobbin in. And we are going to do the final stitch out. I'm just going to unlock. We're doing a purple on the top and the red on the back side. And that is it. We are done stitching out Boo Manor, next thing that I'll do with you is I will prep all the fabric to sew it all together, and we'll finish this off. I'll show you how to sew together your tiling scene with some helpful hints, and then we'll put the backing on, stitch in the ditch, and put on the binding. Thanks so much for joining me for the embroidery. Bye, guys.